Oh, Skinny, the passing again. I've been raving about it so much. Passes consistently since day one, year one, 2017. My favorite thing, and none better than that. Look at the great position of passes.
Wolf cutting in.
So maintaining control here and looking pretty good on some of this team play are the Vipers, making all the right passes to all the right places and finding it there in the bubble, right in place. That one rolled right through. What a shot from Connemara Chaos. That was one of the tightest woven beneath the nail slot shots I think I've ever seen. Dang. Instinct playing just about as well as they can, like you said. They're just contesting those triangle lanes. This one just squeezing through, however, into the backboard pass. What a save from Cruzen, though. Grabbing it out of there right on the approach.
With a 3-1 advantage in that bubble, no chance for Flair to do anything.
We are back in form.
And we will bring you a good match for that cross voodoo from Game back into the hands of this defense. And Game, they will pull ahead on Illuminati. This is unexpected. This is what we love to see. They're getting everything that they want. They're having a lead on this Illuminati team. And they're going for the shot, but it goes off the backboard again for Platypus.
Flair taking on the current NA champions. Voodoo looking at that empty net, now up by 11.
I cannot believe what Flair is doing. Flair getting that shot on the goal. They're running away with the first round.
Flair now tied halfway through round 2. Misplay of the Despair. Game, another empty net goal from Game there for 3. Game back in front. They're able to put it in, now up by 5. Ender, going back to Speedy. Oh man, what a grab by Chrome Platypus. This is ridiculous right now. Back and forth, we're under 3 minutes, and Flair's still up by 5. Something's got to give here.
With possession, go for another 3. Is it good? It is good for the upper pocket. 14-6 advantage, Flair.
Game is there to collect it. They're currently 3-on-1 against this goalie. Pass up to Voodoo, and they are now up by 10 with under 2 minutes to go. This might be Flair's game. The Illuminati's going to have to make something happen now.
My heart is beating fast. I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. Look at this upset. It is remarkable. Flair showing that they can play like the best of them. They're beating the #1 team of the preseason. Flair is unstoppable. They're looking like they're going to come away with this massive upset with 2 minutes remaining.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back to VR Master League here in our final match of this Saturday evening. This is going to be a match between 6 Foot Over and Space Force. On your caster's booth, I'm Palidore, joined by SputnikKobra, who will be doing most of the casting tonight. As everyone else may know by the earlier cast, I'm pretty done on the talking end of things, so I'll contribute here and there, but Sputnik in the clutch. So how you doing, Sput?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to this match between 6 Foot Over and Space Force. I believe this is the bronze division. And I'm just looking forward to a really good game, an evenly matched game, with a lot of points coming through for both teams.
Yeah.
So as he's...
Sorry.
Are you still with me? I thought I was doing all the talking.
Oh yeah, well I thought we were doing all the like play-by-play, and I'm just contributing like the between stuff, basically. Don't worry, you'll be talking the entire gameplay pretty much. I'm just here to make sure you're not all by yourself. Because I can talk. It's more so I can't be excited. I can't voluminize my words too much, so I'm just gonna talk.
I'm just worried about your voice, and
Yeah.
we all want you to stay healthy.
My talking voice is fine for the most part. My casting voice kind of sucks right now. So this is about the energy level you get from me. But yeah, otherwise, go ahead and take it away. I was just gonna say you're correct. Bronze level match, you know, for these two teams, and they're both looking to get some momentum here, just capitalize, you know, on this hopefully even matchup. But otherwise, handing it off to Sputnik right now. Enjoy, everyone.
So with the neutral joust underway, we're about to get started. And to take it right off the bat without any contest is 6 Foot Over. And making that shot attempt from below the goal, it is wide. It will get into the hands of Anders Slot as he clears it through this tube to be retrieved by the boosting player, Leaf Around. So Leaf Around with his stack, avoiding that attacking Space Force player. The Law with possession, trying to create time for his team to get near this bubble, opting to send it to Bowtie. And Crimson will hold, sending it to Nest. Making the attempt at Nest, but lands it with the steal, getting rid of it, and throwing it right back in as Crimson at 4 meters.
Yeah, good shot there from Crimson. Nice and easy for the first two. 6 Foot Over, going over for it. So, any opinions, or I guess, who do you think is gonna win?
I have no idea. I don't really know much about these teams, but with the joust advantage underway and gone past, up to Lanzin. Lanzin waiting for his forward player to get underneath that goal. Lanzin opting to send it to the side, but stunned out is Anders Slot. So with that clear from the Law, this boost comes out. It is now a race to that disc in the bubble of Space Force. So under pressure, he will not get it, getting stunned out. And the slap forward from Ender Slot will sail to mid and be retrieved by Ender Slot again, throwing it down court, and these boosts come out. The clustering is intense. These teams are sticking together. And another flurry of players come towards that upper part of the court, trying to get possession. It is now Vanzi with possession, making that shot attempt, and a save by Anime for Life. So Anime for Life will now try to clear it, sending it instead to Lanzin. So Lanzin will go for that clear off the upper trench, and it will go below the goal. It will be missed by the goalkeeper and retrieved by Anime for Life underneath the shield, and a shot at 4 meters. It is now a tied game. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. It's a very good game so far. It's low scoring. These players are making good attempts at the goal. And so with joust advantage 2, 6 Foot Over will take it.
So Anime did a good job there, just kind of defense and offense. Back and forth. Gotta give shout outs to him just because, you know, got that whole early game connection. He was one of the real late night buddies of mine. We would play or just be in pubs, you know, passing the disc between each other. Back in the days where no one could actually pass or really aim.
So with a nice little quip about early times playing, is now Ender Slot with possession, sending it to Bunker. And then below goal, an attempt is made for a pass, but it will sail wide. And getting that stun is Pyropolar, allowing Anime for Life to retrieve it, send it back to Bunker, and it bounces off the lower crossbar into the hands of Crimson. So it will be at mid now as these teams roll out for possession. They are clumping together. They need to coordinate their movement, but it will sail into the side of 6 foot over. So with possession to ender slot, these teams are now taking their time. They're getting set up in their positions. Ender slot trying to make an attempt at that goal, trying to go off the backboard, but it will sail out of their side, and 6 foot over with the clear towards Space Force's bubble, and Space Force will boost back for possession. It is now this 1v1 and the slap out, but into the hands of the Law making it a pass off the lower geometry, and Vanzi for the shot at 3 meters.
Good shot from Vanzi there. You mentioned maybe not seeing too much of 6 foot over yet, and yeah, I mean, a team full of some new players, too competitive at least, but they are coming off a earlier win tonight against Galaxy. It did take 2 rounds. It was a 19-10 differential for them, but so this will be their second match of the night.
So Pyro Polar Bear under heavy pressure, getting that past the 2, but that quick boost from Space Force from 6 foot over, making the shot attempt and trying to retrieve it off the bounce. It will go wide of the disc, and it will sail in towards tubes. With the attempted clear is Space Force. Space Force setting it down towards that bubble of 6 foot over. So 6 foot over with possession, trying to get it that forward pass. It will hit the geometry, sail towards the ceiling, and Vanzi will look ahead for a pass. No one is there. They will now try and boost down towards it, but 6 foot over has a goaltender still staying in the back line, so he will stay in their bubble, not giving them a pass attempt. And 6 foot over will send it towards the wall. Will bounce down towards Crimson. Crimson makes another pass attempt off the geometry, and to retrieve it is the Law. So the Law will try to juke these 2 players, sending it back to the side. But he's stopped. Vanzi is stopped by a player of Space Force, getting that stun. So Pyro Polar Bear sending it back. These players are making a lot of frantic plays. They're getting where they need to be. They're just not able to finish the last few shots, as this bubble defense from both teams is very strong. So with an attempt, but off the crossbar, is Leaf around. And it will sail towards mid as Crimson will get possession, sending it towards floor to the Law. The Law trying to get that shot attempt, but again, you see this bubble defense from both teams as Lanson gets the stop below goal, and attempting to clear. It will sail back towards Lanson, getting a second attempt at making that clear, and Pyro Polar Bear will pick it up from mid. So another pass back as this Space Force team makes the shot, and the attempt, it is good at 16 meters, 18 meters a second. An absolute rocket out of the Law. They will pull ahead 7-2 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
There's a rocket launcher. Nope. Anyway, kind of interested. See, the Law seemed, I don't think he started on the at least the first week roster I saw from them, so he kind of came out of nowhere, but he's been having some pretty nice games, so good to see him kind of continuing that stride.
He's got a good arm, and with that boost coming back to challenge Space Force is 6 foot over. Making that shot attempt off the wall is the Law, getting that 57-meter shot. Pull ahead by another 3, 10-2.
I guess he heard you, Sput, talking about his arm. I mean, found the really long bomb on that one.
Really good shot. These teams they're fresh to the league. Some of them are longtime players. Some of them are new to the game, and they're just getting their footing, seeing how it is to play in the competitive leagues. And with the attempted clear from Space Force, they will lose possession, but regain it underneath goal and send that pass back out to the side. Pyro Polar Bear sending it to Shield, and Anime for Life sending it to Pyro Polar Bear at the Shield. Pyro Polar Bear making that rush at the goal and getting the shot at 3 meters.
That was a really nice one right there. There's a lot of good patience of those passes on the bottom of the floor, just back and forth to kind of separate the defense, and then finding the easy pass to the barrier. A very, very efficient gameplay on that one from Space Force.
So Leaf around will take joust advantage possession, send it to the Law. These cross-court passes come out, sending it to mid. Crimson back to Vanzi. Vanzi through tube. It won't connect, and it will sail down towards the end of Space Force. So Space Force with possession, sending it to mid. Lanson trying to get that forward progression. They miss their boost, but a slow boost comes in. Getting it, trying to make that shot attempt. It will go wide and into the hands of Vanzi. So Vanzi under pressure, trying to send it back towards goalie. It's below goal. And with possession will be the Law. The Law now looking for that clear through tube as these teams try to find their boosts. Trying to get in the rhythm. And the shot attempt comes out, and it's good. Vanzi at 24 meters. 13-4.
That was pretty good execution there, just on the clear and the boost. They got it off and then immediately found their stack, and from a just nice angle, lined it up.
Able to capitalize off that clear, quickly get their boost together, get their stack, and get down court. So getting it and losing it, but not making the shot is the Law. So they will recover it outside bubble, make another shot attempt at the goal, but it will be saved by Pyro Polar Bear and cleared out towards the end of 6 foot over. So it will sail into their bubble, but it will be recovered by the Law. So the Law now looking for a clear attempt, getting it through tube as their boost attempt to come out, try to get down that court, trying to get that possession, and they do. They try to get that bounce off the top of the goal and retrieved by Vanzi, getting the rebound, and the dunk is 15-4. 30 seconds remaining. This game goes to 6 foot over.
6 foot over, very effective right now on the boosting end of things. It seems like, granted, there were a lot of players on the both ends, getting back, but Space Force, or 6 foot over rather, they're getting the benefit of a lot of these grabs and taking full advantage to the tune of 15 points.
So as they send a pass down towards that bubble of 6 foot over, they will not get the pass, and the time will run out in the first round. A victory in round 1 to 6 foot over.
We saw that from Space Force too. They did have that. Their last goal that they did score was off some beautiful passing. Want to see more of that, if nothing else, from Space Force as they go into the second round. That patient play and going for the barrier pass, always mention that. It's so good because you have a lot of angles to shoot at the goalie from. So they did a good job on that one, and I think they need to see more of that going into the second round to have a successful one.
Definitely, they need to get their passes on point. They need to not lose possession. They need to make better shot attempts. A great attempt and goal from Space Force. A cross-court pass to center off the shield from Anime for Life to Pyro Polar Bear, and a 4-meter shot to finish it. It was one of the better plays of that round. A lot of clear and boosting that was to the advantage of 6 foot over. So with time counting down to this second round, who will we see come out on top? Will we see another sweep by 6 foot over Space Force?
Well, that's the question. Round 2 coming up underway. No Anime Life, talked about him. A veteran ender slot obviously goes without mentioning that he has over 10,000 public games. I mean, the experience is real among that roster on Space Force. So the question is, what can they do with it here in week 4 as we draw this Saturday to a close?
So 6 foot over to get joust advantage at that neutral joust, but to be stolen by Space Force and an attempt to clear down court. And that quick boost comes out. They miss it, but they will get it off the ceiling under pressure, trying to go for that clear, getting it through tube. It will sail through as these teams find their boosts. Getting the stun at mid, allowing them to get that shot, but not getting possession within their bubble, losing it to the Law. The Law will get this shot at 4 meters.
Yep, they fought the Law, and the Law won on that one. 2 points for them.
That it did.
8 points on the whole series so far, so the Law leading the way actually in the score department, having a nice game.
So stopping that stun, stopping that stack is Space Force before it gets to their QB, and to retrieve it at the end of 6 foot over as they scramble for possession under pressure and getting that stun, getting that steal off of his head, but to recover it is Lanson. So Lanson under pressure, losing possession to the Law, and the Law getting the clear through the tube. So these teams continue to get these clears, they continue to find their boosts, and getting possession again is Vanzi in the bubble of Space Force off the clear, and a shot at 4 meters.
Yeah, I had one lightly boosted in the player in the back that we were following, but you know what? Still efficient on that second stack. You know, being diligent, not just relying on a single speedy boost to get your points. And that's kind of the benefits of 4v4, really, is those opportunities to boost multiple times, multiple pairs, paying dividends.
So Enderslot sending it down to Anime for Life. And Anime for Life avoiding those defenders to get the shot at 6 meters. Space Force is now on the board. They need to close this gap, this 2-point gap, get even and get ahead by making good plays like that. If they can continue to avoid the defenders in the bubble, make smart passes, they can come away with the win this round. So with Joust advantage is 6 foot over to take it, leaf around at Nest, sending it to left block. And another following pass to Crimson. So Crimson under pressure. Crimson trying to find his man in Tube, getting it off the top of Tube. It bounces in and now being challenged by that concealed defender of Space Force. So Space Force to regain possession, but losing it, lands into Vanzi. And Vanzi making the shot attempt, but Anime for Life getting that save off the shield, coming off the shield to close that angle. An attempted clear through mid will not find it as these teams continue to get their clear and boosts, find their stacks. But with these goalies at the back line, they continue to get possession and follow it up with another clear. So we'll sail into the end of Space Force. As Space Force overshoots it, and the Law will get possession. Trying to find his player forward under bunker, sending it to the side. It will now bounce into the hands of Anime for Life. Anime for Life sending it back to goal. And another clear coming out. So this very fast-paced game in terms of boosting and clearing as these teams trying to get into their groove. And losing it again will be 6 foot over to Enderslot as Enderslot sails in towards this bubble of 6 foot over. And trying to get that cross attempt, but it will go in front of his player, be recovered by Lanzin. And off the shield as it bounces around, and it's towards these players. So the Law with possession, sending it down court, and these boosts come out to retrieve it. And sailing past it, and the slap out from Space Force, sending it to mid, back into the hands of the Law. The Law has been getting possession a lot. He's been making a lot of good plays for 6 foot over. So 6 foot over with possession again, getting their spacing, sending it to the floor. Crimson looking for that cross-court pass, getting it to post, and the shot attempt from Vanzi at 4 meters. They'll pull ahead by another 2. It's 6-2 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Good shot by them. That was a long one, just under 2 minutes on that possession, those exchanges of possession. So with 5 minutes left, pulling ahead a little bit here off of what is a low-scoring game. So in those kind of games, you do know that every point matters all the more. But still plenty of time to get back on the board for Space Force.
There's a lot of time to make a lot of big plays. Space Force is not out of this game yet. They just have to get a few threes. They have to get two twos, and they try to get that pass in front of their player, but retrieved off the ceiling by Pyro Polar Bear, and the shot attempt being saved, but picked out of his hands by Enderslot and dunked. It's now only a 2-point game. Space Force can do this. They can tie it up. But we will have to wait and see as Joust advantage goes to 6 foot over.
That first shot maybe being taken a little bit further out than they needed to. It wasn't really pressured at the time, but luckily just the awareness to get the rebound off that great save and dunking it in.
So leaf around, taking it from Nest, QBing it, sending it to the wall. Then the wall to Crimson. And off the ceiling, the Law trying to get it. And this players, they're in a clustering in the tube. They try to get it through, and they do. But these quick boosts from 6 foot over just can't compete. They can't get their boosts together to contest them as 6 foot over just gets down court fast enough. And the steal from Crimson, that bubble defense is strong, getting it right out of that player's hands, and the clear will sail past that backline player of Space Force. And this boost coming out uncontested at 2 meters is Vanzi. A 4-point game, advantage to 6 foot over. 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
And Vanzi was just sitting there doing a little break dancing, spinning his head on the backboard after that. But why not? Feeling good off that great boost. There were some leeches going through, but ultimately, off of that pileup, it was Vanzi who came away the lone wolf for the lone score.
So sending it through tube is Space Force. They got to get points on the board. They try to send it to Bowtie. It will sail wide. It will bounce off the geometry and be picked up by 6 foot over, but 6 foot over not able to get it through, but they do as a player is stunned out. Pyro Polar Bear to recover it, now to be stolen out of Pyro Polar Bear's hands by Vanzi. So they try to get possession, they try to get this forward progress towards that bubble of Space Force, trying to elude that defender, and they're getting it, they're sending it back to goal. A good back pass from Space Force, so lands and will try to send it through Tube, but it will bounce back towards Space Force's court side. And these players, they try to get possession. Anime for Life sending it to ceiling. So as these players try to get possession, it is the Law in Space Force's bubble, getting stunned out by this strong bubble defense. And following up with a clear is Space Force, so it will now be in the back end of 6 foot over. And with that advantage in the bubble, and they will get that shot with that underhand windmill is Pyro Polar Bear at 2 meters. Still a 2-point game.
Very important shot from them. Again, every time you have these games, this kind of pacing, I mentioned earlier, every goal is going to matter more. So with 2.5, less than that in fact remaining, that's going to be as important as anything to keep Space Force in this game.
So leave around, sending it down to bubble. They're going to play a possession game. They're going to try and deprive this Space Force team of possession. Any shooting attempts, any scoring attempts, they will try and stop them from getting all of those. So while holding it, the Law will evade that defender, sending it down court, missing his player, but able to get the bounce off the geometry is Vanzi. Vanzi sending it to that back line to his man, the Law. The Law now taking it up to the bubble, avoiding these defenders, and trying to get that shot attempt and getting it off the inner backboard. A terrific underhanded shot from the Law, an assist by Vanzi at 5 meters.
He just walked it up all the way on his lonesome. Hopping and bopping up the floor as he goes for the backboard shot. Also took that a little far out, but you know what? It worked out, so can't complain with those results with 1.5 minutes left.
So Lanson with possession, dropping his weight, avoiding that defender but can he get another one? And he does get rid of it, but gets stunned out, and the other player of Space Force throwing possession away towards this bubble of 6 foot over. So not under any pressure, but opting to get rid of it. It will now be back in the hands of the Law. The Law now juking around this player, trying to avoid him, and Ender slapping it back towards this team that is 6 foot over to the stack as they retrieve it in the back line, and they hold on to it, sending it to mid. So now the Law with possession, trying to get to his player to the right side, will bounce off that block. They get their boosts together. They try and get back to their bubble to stop any shooting attempts from Space Force, and they will retrieve it. That quick boosting, they are outclassing Space Force's ability to boost, ability to get their stacks together. And it shows with the ability of 6 foot over to traverse this court, to get possession. When they lose it, they are quick to regain it, and it's giving them a huge advantage. So getting stunned out, and Lanson with possession. Lanson trying to find it through Tube. It will sail back towards their end. The Law with possession, sending it to Bowtie above his player's head. It will now sail back towards Tube. And with 5 seconds remaining, this game is in the hands. This round is in the hands of 6 foot over. They will have a 2 sweep. They will win this series. A great game from both teams.
Space Force brought it close, just unfortunately couldn't quite get the results they wanted to at the end. So good game to all of the above. 6 foot over coming out on this Saturday evening with the 2 wins over Space Force and then Galaxy earlier. So 6 foot over going to bed tonight, feeling mighty all right with themselves. As far as Space Force goes, they did bring it much closer. Obviously, the differential you can see on the scoreboard: 15-4 round 1. 10-6 round 2, so it was very close, but that's what I was talking about a couple minutes ago with the whole pacing. Is just that even only having a couple goals advantage with 6 foot over, they were very heady of just keeping in mind that they needed to play that clock, and for those final couple minutes they really just forced Space Force, if you will, to play deep into their side of the floor there, just to try and play defense and get that disc back, but just time not on the side, so it was well played from 6 foot over to take the win.
And as this Saturday night ends, the victory to 6 foot over Space Force. We are now looking at the stats. Vanzi with that strong 13 points, 4 steals. The Law with a strong 10 points. Crimson coming in with 2. And looking at Space Force, Anime for Life with 4 points, 3 saves. And Pyro Polar Bear with 4 points. Just not able to keep up with 6 foot overs boosting. Hopefully for next week, Space Force will figure out what they need to do. Get it in line and get it practiced. But for tonight, that's it. It's over.
It's over.
Great night. So do you want to lead us out, or should I lead us out?
No, by all means, you can. Yeah, I'll just say thanks for everyone for watching all day. We had some games, EU and NA. It's been fun, but I'm definitely appreciative to SputnikKobra, Dimwee, Sir Dimwee, and Caption, all of them joining us for cast tonight. So, but yeah, that's it on my end. Sputnik, go ahead.
So I'd like to finish it with my catchphrase. So with that being said, that is the end of tonight. That is the end of our Saturday night games, and I thank you all for watching, and goodbye.